Okay, we seem to have Panic at the Disco in Bitcoin land today, so I thought I'd do a quick video just to put people's mind at ease. So, Bitcoin has fallen considerably today, and we're looking at a 15% or so drop, 20% drop from the all time high, which was back in March. But if you look back historically, there's nothing strange about this whatsoever. Last time we hit all time highs back here in April 2021, it was soon followed by a 53% correction before going back up again to hit the all time high. Where did we hit? 69,000 a few months later. Even if we go even further back in time, back to 2018, when we had the all-time highs back then. As we were hitting all-time highs on the way up, we were still hitting these corrections on the way down. 25%, where are we? 35% there. We're having another 30% there. It's not unusual for Bitcoin to have these corrections, and everyone's always asking why. Especially people that are new to the space, the question is why? Why is Bitcoin dropping? People start panicking and looking for the who, what, when, where, and why. So, just to give you a little bit of perspective, a little bit of context around things, CoinMarketCap.com shows us all of the cryptocurrencies that are available today. Currently 2.4 million cryptos in circulation, and the value of all of the cryptocurrencies put together is $1.97 trillion. So if you take the amount of Bitcoin in circulation, times it by the current price of Bitcoin, let's go back, then we get this 1 trillion 67 billion figure. Same with Ethereum. We've got 120 million in circulation times by the 2,850 price tag gives them a market cap of 342 billion. Add up all of these figures and we get this 1.97 trillion. Now, to put that in perspective, the market cap of Nvidia is currently $3 trillion, 3.16 trillion. It's almost the Nvidia market cap is almost twice that of all cryptocurrencies combined. So again, just a little bit of perspective here, guys. The amount of money that is in crypto is not as big as people think. When you think about the US bond markets being $100 trillion markets, housing markets, just cryptocurrency makes up a very, very small percentage of all the finance, all of the money that is circulating in the globe. So the point I'm trying to make is that it doesn't take very much to move these markets. So let me give you another example. BTC Markets, this is a exchange in Australia. Any exchange that you look at, you should be able to find buy and sell orders. Here you go. Buy orders. This is what people are willing to pay for their BTC, and this is what people are willing to sell for. And you should also be able to see a depth chart. Okay, so these are people who have got orders in the market that are looking to buy Bitcoin at a cheaper price. And these are the people that are looking to sell Bitcoin at a higher price. So think about this. There's $78,000 worth of Bitcoin orders here at, there is $940,000 worth of Bitcoin orders at a price point of 78,000 Aussie dollars, which is 11 Bitcoin. All the way back at $50,000, we've got $3 million worth of buy orders. Now, these aren't particularly big. If you take that $3 million here, this $3.6 million here, if you add up all of these buy orders here, you might be somewhere around the $500 million mark, the 1 billion mark. This is change that someone like Elon Musk would have in their pockets. There is people in the world with thousands, MicroStrategy, something like 200,000 BTC. If they were to just dump all of their Bitcoin on the market, if they were to put a market order on all of the Bitcoin that they hold, they would wipe out every single one of these orders here and crash the price. Now, this is just the orders that are on this particular exchange. So obviously, you have to factor in all of the exchanges in the world. So MicroStrategy wouldn't just dump the Bitcoin price down to 45,000 Australian dollars. Obviously, all of the exchanges talk to each other. There's arbitrage, people buying and selling left, right, and center. So, but hypothetically, if a massive whale was to dump $500 million or $1 billion worth of BTC on this particular exchange, they would wipe out all of these orders and crash the price down here. It wouldn't take very much whatsoever. Again, $1.97 trillion is held by a few hedge funds on the planet. So there was an exchange many years ago called Mt. Gox. If you're looking for a why, there was an exchange a few years ago called Mt. Gox, whose exchange went under, and cutting a long story short, they managed to recover how many BTC? About 200,000 BTC, which look like they're going to be hitting the market in July. There was a recent court ruling or something like that saying that these BTC are going to be sold. So again, once you have selling pressure, once you have people coming into the market and selling, they're selling to these buyers. And especially if they're selling them at market order, so they're not just placing it here at a higher price, hoping that it gets filled one day. If they're just going to sell them at market orders, then they're just going to keep chipping away at all of these prices, forcing the price down. That's why price moves down at such rapid speed, is because it's lots and lots and lots of BTC being sold in one go. It's also due to liquidations being hit, which I won't go into now, and a couple of other factors which I won't go into now. But once you see large and panic selling is another one, which this video is for you panic sellers who have the ability to hold on to your BTC but are panicking now, thinking it's going to shit, thinking it's going to zero. It is not. It is par for the course. So yes, panic selling, liquidations are something that I won't go into now. The point I want to get across is large sell orders coming into the market can wipe out all of these buy orders, forcing price down. Now, I'm sure you've heard of something called buy the dip. And I'm sure you've heard of someone called Warren Buffett who says, be greedy when other people are fearful and be fearful when other people are greedy. Well, this, ladies and gentlemen, is fear. This is people right now shitting themselves. The BTC is going down, 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 and offloading their positions. Now, those seasoned investors, they see something like this happening, and what are they doing? They are buying. That person who unloaded the 200,000 BTC, sending the price crashing all the way down here, guess what they do when the price gets down here? They buy. When price is dropping, you buy, because once it starts coming back up again, that's when you start realizing a return on your investment. So this, again, ladies and gentlemen, is a buying opportunity. Now, that's not to say that BTC is not going to go lower down. So we tend to see in the markets that BTC, or any other asset for that matter, will return to places that it has been to previously. And if it hasn't been back to somewhere that it's moved aggressively from, like this, then it is quite likely that it is going to return to this point. I'll go into specifics on this at a later date, but just trust me, for now, once you see a double bottom like this or a triple bottom here, it is likely that this liquidity is going to be taken at some point. Why? Because people see these two price points here and they think that BTC might have bottomed because we have support here. But what they don't realize is that lots of people now are placing orders with stop losses here. So these stop losses that are all around here are equal to these buy orders here. So that is just orders that are waiting to be filled. And you can go back in the charts and you can always see when price has moved aggressively from somewhere like here. We've had another double bottom. We spike it, and not only do we spike it, we rip it to the downside. And if you go back to any charts, sooner or later, you will see this happen again and again. So this is a better example. We have a drop, then we have this upwards action coming back, and then we hit the second drop, third, fourth. So investors get overconfident, thinking that price has moved away from here, isn't going to come back. We have our fourth attempt at the low here. And then this one here just spikes a load of stop losses. And if you look at the unusually high amount of volume here, these are liquidations that are happening because people have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits to the low. Don't think it's going to go any lower, and then it just swipes. And it does the same on the way up as well. Okay, getting off point. This again is absolutely nothing to fear. And if you just scroll out again and look at the tear that we have been on for the last year and a half, this is a very healthy correction, just like this was a healthy correction. Just like all the way up here, we had all of these healthy pullbacks. It's just a way for the market to reset itself, flush out any weak hands, and then get ready for the next rally. Again, not financial advice, and this doesn't mean that Bitcoin can't go any lower. It most certainly can. It can easily come back to this place here, 52,000. It can even come back down to here, down at 43,000. Look, we're dealing with the markets. There is no end to how low this can go. We can even see it return to $29,000 US. Do I think that's going to happen? No. I think it can easily come down to here. We could even see come down here because we've got this kind of imbalance in the chart. Do I think it'll happen? No, because I think people will start stepping in aggressively the further down that we drop. But if you're investing, you need to be considering things like your time frame. How long are you planning to stay in the market for? If you're a buyer and holder, you're just looking to put some money away for the next few years, then there's nothing wrong with picking BTC up at this point, dollar cost averaging as things go on, buying the dip, and just holding till we go onwards and upwards. Typically, whenever we have a halving event, it usually takes about 12 to 18 months. I'm not going to show you on here. I don't have the time right now. But usually looking at 12 to 18 months before hitting all-time highs. So the last halving was in April over here. It seemed to be a sell the news event. But I mean, there's only a few days that have passed. There's only a couple of months since the halving. We will be looking at around about, June to December next year that we will be pushing those all-time highs. So fear not. Do not distress. BTC isn't going to zero. This is not the death knell for all of cryptocurrency. This is completely normal. And whatever the reason for it, whether it's Mt. Gox, whether it's just some whale dumping, we do have other macro news going on. The UK election has just occurred, whether or not that's got anything to do with it. Doesn't really matter too much. Often it's the time in the market, not timing the market. If, like me, you are someone who believes in BTC and has high hopes for the future, this just is not bothering me at all. In fact, I actually picked up a little bit more earlier on today. And I just take reassurance in people in the world like Michael Saylor, who is a Bitcoin maxi and is buying at the highs and continuing to buy at the highs and has built an entire business model on that. If you don't know who Michael Saylor is, go and check him out. Have a look at MicroStrategy and chill, hodl, and enjoy your weekend.